10 days from now is supposed to be the end of the 2025 session. And literally yesterday, we just finished House of Origin cutoff. So 5 o'clock came and went, and the bills were done. And I was just kind of reviewing what we did, some of the successes we've had, some of the failures that with policy that's still alive. And I got to say, first and foremost, I'm pretty happy about lot split bill. I've been telling you about this for quite a while. As a matter of fact, I've been telling you about this for about 3 years. A very important bill that I've been working on to get at the housing issues by increasing supply. It finally passed the Senate. We got it through, and now we'll concur on it and off to the governor's desk to be signed into law. Pretty proud of that achievement. A lot of work and all the people that helped get there. You know, there's still some bad bills still alive. We've heard the parental Bill of Rights, both in the House and the Senate. We once again heard it in the Senate. You might have seen what happened when we were debating that bill again, running through amendments to point out the flaws of that policy and also try to fix it. We were shut down by the majority when they evoked the rule that stopped debate. And it kind of set a little firestorm in play. And for the next 24 hours, you might have seen some different changes in the way we operated business on the House floor because the House Republicans would not stand for being silenced. And we were tired of the fact that we have worked our tails off to get to this point. So we just decided that we would take a little bit of time, and we did roll calls like the Senate does in the House. So people were like, what's going on over there? And I said, well, it's just kind of what we do now to remind them that we are still here. Well, fortunately, we were able to work through some things, and some deals were made and some negotiations. So we got back to the normal process in the House. And as a result, we were able to stop a lot of bad policy. The weapons in public spaces. This was a huge affront to the Second Amendment. That bill is not going to be existing anymore. But we still have to talk about this recycling bill that's coming around. That's Senate Bill 5284, and also the Clean Fuels program that's just going to increase the cost of gas. You know, the biggest thing that we're about to do is we have to concur on all the bills between the two chambers. But really, this is now about the budget. You know, Governor Ferguson, you've heard what he's been saying about these taxes. You heard what the Democrats proposed originally. It's $15 billion. They kind of whittle it down. It's $12 billion now. New revenue, new tax bills coming out. We're not going to fix Washington if we continue to put it on the backs of the people of Washington State to pay ever-increasing taxation. And you know, it's not about taxing a certain segment of the population. Every single person in Washington State will feel the effects of the taxation policy coming out of here. It's time that we get responsible. You might have seen that little Seattle Times editorial about being responsible and taking the cuts and cleaning up the mess that's left over after 12 years of Governor Inslee and many, many more years of bad policy that's put us in this place. You know, you've seen the charts and graphs showing the ever increase in the spending in Washington State, and the only way they're able to do that is by increased taxation. Now, in my world, I'm trying to work on a good transportation budget. I am still very concerned about the revenue that's being proposed to increase the cost to you in a myriad of different ways. We're trying to navigate a very difficult and challenging way to keep things moving with projects that are important to the Second District, with things that are important in the state of Washington to keep our economy moving and to keep you moving. So I'm working on that every single day in budget negotiations. Next week, we're going to see some of those revenue tax proposals being proposed. I'm still very concerned about that. I cannot get behind anything that is new. I'm still trying to work within the means that we have and actually have been successful in several ways that are reflective in the House budget, which is the more fiscally conservative budget compared to what they're doing in the Senate. So those two have to come together. It's about where I'm headed right now to do that budget negotiation. So here we are, 10 days left. It's been crazy here. It's been one of the toughest sessions I've ever participated in my 9 years here, and I know my colleagues feel the same way. We're tired, but we're not done. We insist on doing the work that you have sent us here to do, to make your voices heard, to fight the battles, to legislate effectively, to work to fix Washington State. The House Republican Caucus and I, as your representative in the 2nd District, are committed to that. In the next 10 days, I think you're going to see that in action as we do our very best to make sure that the best policy that we can comes out of this place and the least impact on you, the people of Washington State. So I got to go back inside and go to work, unfortunately. I'd love to spend more time out here in this beautiful weather, but I'll be in there pretty much the next several days, the next 10 days, nonstop. As I always say, it's a privilege and honor to serve you, the people of the 2nd District and the state of Washington. So thanks for watching another Barkis Breakdown. I got to go back to work.